Hey guys, so pretty excited. We've just received our first Matrice 210, so we're going to open it up and show you guys what's in the box. Alrighty, let's have a look here. So first thing we got here is the Matrice 200 GPS kit. Pretty sure this is used for when you're using the camera on top. You have to actually have the GPS mounted to the side of the 210 because when you put the camera on top, it obstructs the internal GPS. And this is the upwards gimbal connector. Might as well have a look at all these goodies. So this is the mount which you can add onto the Inspire that allows you to mount the gimbal on top, which is a new thing for DJI, and it's going to be a really great feature for inspections. Even some film work might be really good to just try the camera on top. So that's really nicely made, all CNC alloy. Sort of standard we're used to with DJI now. Let's have a look at this GPS while we're here. So, there we go, it's a pretty complex little thing. So this is the GPS module. It looks very similar size to the DJI A3 GPS, probably the same thing. Looks like this integrates into the quick release landing gear mount. And then this obviously looks like it's foldable, so we'll have a look at that later to see how that does, probably for storage and... Alright. In here is the vision positioning calibration map. You can use that if you need to recalibrate the vision positioning system. Same as the Inspire 2. Downward gimbal connector. This is the dual downward gimbal connector. So this is when you want to mount the two cameras. That is really hard to open. Can't get it out. Let's try the other end. Might have a little tab. Yep. Yep. Stuff over here. Okay, have a look at this mount. It's a pretty beefy mount. You can see it's just using the new style adapter with those new plugs on the bottom there. There is a plate which we have purchased. This is an optional part, so I'll show you what this is now as well. This is to adapt the old Zenmuse XT thermal cameras to the newer style plate, which is what's available on the Inspire 2 and allows you to use the older thermal cameras with the new one. So that's quite a nice little bit there. So it's an adapter that goes from the newer style, I don't know how many pins in there, but there's a lot, to the older style plugs, which you found on the Inspire 1 and the Matrice 100. Alright, let's get in there. What's next? Just your manual. In Australia we've got CASA. It's just the rules, regs around how you should operate. Alright, pull this down. Alright, let's have a look at this thing. Oh, there's quite a bit of heft to this. You can feel there's a bit of weight in there. Actually looks like a really nice case. I actually thought this was going to be a soft case similar to the Inspire 2, but yeah, it's more similar to the older Inspire cases. It's got this sort of plastic feel around it, so it's great because it means you probably don't have to buy extra cases for if you're doing a lot of traveling. things. We're obviously we're using the X5S with this one. We just find with the lens options and the larger sensor that the image quality, especially for inspection type work, is really a big positive. You can also get a really cool little zoom from Panasonic. They make like a 14 to 42, which is a 28 to 94 or 84 mil equivalent, sorry, which is great for inspections. You can control it from in the app to do zoom. Alright, what we've been waiting for. Well, that's cool, it's got wheels on it. Nice little handles, make it easy to carry around. I was told by a DJI rep that they made the case longer and narrower so you could carry it easily with your hands straight, so it doesn't scrape on the ground. It does feel quite easy. You could carry even two without too much issue, so it's pretty cool. That's the whole reason behind making it long and narrow, apparently. Alright, that's a nice case. Let's have a look what we got in here. So the 210 comes with a lot of the upgrades which are available. So one of the really nice things is comes with this Crystal Sky 7.25 or almost 8-inch screen. These are really good in direct sunlight. They've got the ones that come with it are the 1000 nits version, so the high bright, which is way better than any sort of iPad that we've used. So I think we're looking forward to having this out in the field. Make it a lot easier to do what we're after. What else in here? The other cool thing, oh, it's in there really tight. I'm going to get it out without getting the craft out. There you go. So that's the actual aircraft. That's how it packs down in the box. Pretty neat, nice and slimline. So a lot of the parts are shared by the looks of it from the Inspire 2. So like the FPV camera, whole gimbal mounting system. It looks like the motors are bigger, but I don't know if they actually are, to be honest. We'll have a check. And then to assemble it, pretty sure you just fold out the arms. And then slide these down and screw tight. This is a similar arm mounting system to the Agris, which is a much bigger chopper, so it must be able to handle a fair bit more. So in a week's time we're going to have some really good use out of this. This is going straight away on this weekend to go do some inspections overseas. So the boys will be getting a lot of testing done and we'll be able to come back to you with some good stuff. So the next part is the landing gear. So when you assemble these is sit in the top of the case here. Just pull it out of that. And they just slot in and then quick release, I'm pretty sure. What do we got here? Oh yeah, some cool little thing on the side of the retracts is actually it locates, so it's not going to twist there, and there's a little hole where that screw goes into, and then just locks down. That's one done. It doesn't seem to matter which way you put this around. It's got the little holes on both sides, so you don't have to, won't be too fiddly. There we go. That's good. There you go. Really nice and sturdy. So yeah, as you can see, it comes with a single gimbal mount, and then that's the dual gimbal mount as comparison. And this is the gimbal on top. I think this mounts to the airframe. I'll have to check exactly how in the manual, but maybe it's under these ports here. We'll have to look on the manual, check it out. I know, looks like it just goes right in the middle. Just 4 screws in there. I've been told you can just leave that on if you want to, but you have to have that external GPS. It looks like the external GPS, it just replaces one of those legs, so it screws in there and that whole mechanism's changed, so it'll be on this side because the GPS is poking out. That'll just fold down for transport. We'll have to see if it actually fits in the case with that on there as well, which will be interesting. What else we got in here? Another cool one, which is a new item, and I know there's not too many of them around. The Cadence remote. So this is the upgrade on the standard remotes from DJI. Gives a lot of really cool things. You can assign a lot more of the switches. For single person operation for camera, these side sliders, which sit just under your index finger when you're flying, make it really easy to be single operation and just do the tilt on the camera. It's also got a replaceable battery in the back here, so just looking, there's one there, which is nice because I know there's been times when we've been doing a lot of inspection or surveying with the Inspire 2 and standard batteries have run out of power, so we either have to power them off the separate remote, which is an optional part, or we have to just wait till they charge. So what else is on this guy? Let's have a look how this mounts in. So this is your Crystal Sky mount. Let's see. Oh yeah, pretty nice. It's got a little USB-C plug in here, and then it's like a little locator. Nice. Oh, doesn't feel right. There you go. I think that needs to be tightened a bit, but that's actually a really nice mechanism the way it goes in there. It's got a little locating pin to line up the plug first at the back here, and it slots through the back, and then as it goes down it just goes straight onto the USB-C. Clips in. Really nice strong hold there. This needs to tighten up though out of the box, I think. Interesting here, just trying to look at it. It's just like a little standoff bar essentially. It looks like there's some sort of fan mechanism behind there, so maybe to keep the controller cool in hot conditions. It's meant to be able to operate in a bigger, wider range of environments than the standard controllers, so this must be to keep it away from you when you're flying. Alright, what else does it come with? We've got the standard hub charger with power supply, so you can charge 4 batteries on there at once. We've got 2 batteries. I think the batteries, these are the same for the Cadence remote and the Crystal Sky controllers, so that's the other nice thing about these Crystal Sky things. I know when we're using the iPads and things, it's always a problem when these like running out of battery, so being able to just flick these in and out. Let's have a look. I haven't actually done this before, but let's see what goes in. Caution. So very similar to like a standard battery. Just push in, push across, and it's engaged now. The little battery's got a nice little battery indicator on it as well, similar to all the other style batteries. These obviously need a bit of a charge. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Unlocked. So that'll be really nice. Be a good little setup. See everything really easily. What else have we got in here? It's just a power adapter. Oh yeah, one other cool thing I do want to look at is these propellers. Let's have a squeeze. So they look a lot bigger, completely different to the Inspire propellers. You can see that. They look a lot bigger in the cord here than the Inspire 2. And then the actual connecting mechanism is completely different as well. I know on the Inspire 2 had some issues with the props coming loose. This might actually solve that problem, so let's see how they go on. So this is a grey prop, so as you can see on here, the motors are marked with the same, so this has got this ring I think, and then these have got these little lines on the top, these ones don't. So just find that. Oh yeah, push down and then clicks up and it's locked. Really nice firm fit. A little bit of play there still. Tiniest bit though, I wonder if that'll increase, but really nice and firm. I feel like that's a much better connection than the Inspire 2, and probably even quicker to be honest. What else have we got in here? Box of spares maybe? Yeah, just some spare parts. So these are the battery insulating kit. If you're flying in really cold conditions, you can put that on there. Just USB cables. This is my flathead wrench, which might be handy for my screen. Oh, it comes with a few little tools actually in here as well, so just handy sometimes, just keep in the box with you in case you don't have your other toolkit with you. So what do we got here? Looks like a 1.5mm with a tiny Phillips on the end. Looks like a 2mm and a 2.5mm. Ball ends on one side and just the standard L's on the other. Not bad little kit. So these are the batteries, which are just TB50s. Been told they're compatible with the Inspire 2 batteries. We'll have to double check that. Just looking at these, they are a little bit different though. So a few things I noticed is this panel on the front's actually different. It's got this little plaque on there. I don't know if that's to do with maybe waterproofing it. I'm assuming that's what it is. So on the Inspire 2s, this is sort of indented and you can sort of see down to the LEDs. I'm assuming this is to try and waterproof it. Another nice little thing, these little rubber caps which actually cap off the terminals on the battery. This is really good if you're traveling. I mean, on a lot of the airlines that we fly, they require you to tape the terminals to be safe so it doesn't get a short out if you are carrying them on your carry-on. So yeah, that's a nice little feature. Hopefully we can buy those as a separate part for all our other batteries. Oh yeah, a nice little dual charger for, looks like the Cadence remote and the Crystal Sky. So just chuck both batteries in and charges it at once. I don't know, looks like this is also powered off the single power supply that charges the main batteries. And I don't know if that's just probably just a USB out, which means you could charge something like your phone or an iPad or something if you had a separate one, which is pretty nice actually. Some good features, not so much of a big deal on certain work sites, but you can quickly turn off the sound for when it's finished charging or not, depending on if you're working in a sensitive environment where loud beeping noises aren't appreciated or might mean something else. You can just turn that off, so that's cool. What else we got? So yeah, just the standard kit comes with just the two batteries. We'll go out and try with the other ones. There are some larger batteries which are pretty much available now, which they're calling the TB55s. They're a significantly bigger battery. Like I had a look at them the other day, they're almost double the height and they indent back in where this panel sits. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of flight times we actually get out of it. They are saying some nice things about this Matrice 210 is that we can carry a little bit more weight than Inspire 2. I'm assuming the actual aircraft's a bit lighter than the Inspire 2 and it does feel a bit like that. Probably with a similar power system and maybe these props make it a little bit more efficient. We'll have to find out. The other thing that attracted us to the 210 over the 200 is that if you look on the back of this craft here, and I pop this open, opens up this panel at the back. Now, this is the main thing we want it for, this expansion port. So this allows you to interface with the drone's flight controller system to, if we had a separate sensor on there, we can pull the data out of the GPS, for example, and input it into another sensor, such as a MicroSense or a Red Edge, whatever we had. There's also an external power out here. Not sure on the voltage out there, but again, just saves you from having to wire out anything specifically or have a separate battery on there if you are running another payload. And the USB, I think that's just for programming. There is a little switch here for saying pair or RTK. I think that's really only for the 210 RTK version. We've been told that you cannot upgrade this to a RTK. So if you want that from the start, make sure you buy it from the get-go. What else? Let's have a look a little bit more at this craft. I haven't had a good look in here. So again, like I said, it was sharing a lot of the hardware with an Inspire 2. It looks like all the sensors are very similar, but it does look like there is a certain level of waterproofing being done on it. The SD card sits just in here, and it looks like it comes with an SD card. Let's have a look what size it is. Which is nice. Always handy not to have to buy more SDs. It's pretty hard to get to actually. Let me put it on the ground. That is a little bit fiddly. Comes with a 16 gig SanDisk Extreme. Again, obviously with the, I think it's the IP43 rating on this thing, it means it is kind of splash proof to a level, so all these little hatches and things are sealed slightly, so you wouldn't want to go flying this in pouring rain, but it's meant to be able to handle a little bit of rain, so what's at the front here? Not sure what this is, but it might be some sort of air intake. Looks like a tiny little grill. Not sure if you can see that on the camera there. Might be for cooling internally, or not sure exactly. We'll have to have a look at some point. The standard little FPV cameras that come with the Inspires. Obviously, your vision sensors at the front here. We've got the standard vision sensors at the rear and on the top. It'll be really handy when we're doing inspection type work with that top mounted sensor, same as the Inspire 2, so that we can keep away from things. These rubber things on the top, we're going to hope that they're actually meant to be removed. Yep, there we go. Not sure what they're actually for. Let's have a look. There's 2 holes down into there. Might be something to do with the GPS, but it doesn't look like that cable will fit down there. Don't know, so we'll have to have a bit of a better look at that one. Where are these cables? Yeah, I'm not sure what that's for yet. Where did that go? That is very strange. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So the way this works, if you look at this is actually the mount that they've just attached into it. So I'm assuming what happens here is this mount sits on the top, and then you run the cable down to the standard mount, and so it just relays the signal up and then tells it that it's upside down maybe once it's on that mount. So pretty cool. Don't see how that's going to get down there though. I'll fiddle with this later. I might have assembled that. Anyway, we'll have a bit of a look. But yeah, looks really cool, guys. We are quite excited about this. Means a lot in terms of new capability, out of the box capability I should say. We've done some things in the past where we've actually adapted twin cameras or camera on the top. Yeah, so we're excited, nice and easy. Love the way it is so easy to use, and they are available now. So if anyone wants one, contact us. If you've got any questions, please send us an email or give us a call. We can give you the lowdown on the craft and give you some pricing. Thanks, guys.